Hi, Linda.
Hi, Barbara.
So we're ready for week 2. Are you ready?
I am ready, and I understand we have a new game.
Yes, we've got Fraction Action 2. And here's the
Ah.
game board.
Oh, that looks different. Very different.
Well, we're now going to call this one, like one cake. Before we called this one, now we're calling this one.
Okay.
And let's call it one cake, okay?
All right.
So then things change, right?
They do change.
Yeah.
We have,
Okay, so this is going to be called,
a half.
yeah, because if I put 2 halves together, I'll get that same cake.
Okay.
Yeah.
Very
Okay.
good.
So you find fourths.
So if a half is a yellow, based on last week, the reds divided the yellows in half. So if I put a red, 2 reds cover 1 yellow, so 2 reds cover 1 half, which means 1 red is 1/4.
Well, let's make sure, because it
Let's see.
should be one of the 4 equal parts, right?
That's right, one of the 4 equal parts. So
Okay.
there it is.
All right, good. Okay,
We
let's
have
do,
4 reds.
and let's see what the blues are now. The blues, let's put as many blues as fit on here. Let's see, 1, 2, 3,
4, 5, 6.
so the blues are now 6.
6. So we have halves are 1 yellow, fourths is 1 red, 1 out of 4 reds, and 1 blue out of 6 is 1/6.
1/6, okay.
So do
And-
the greens fit in here?
Well, let's see how many greens are in there.
The green triangles.
Yeah,
There's a lot of these.
okay, let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5,
Oops.
6. 6 of them fit on one of these hexagons.
So if 6 fits on 1 half, that means 12 fits on the
Okay,
whole amount.
so the greens are 12s.
12s. So what fractions do we have here now?
So we have a
Halves,
whole,
a whole.
halves, fourths,
Fourths, sixths, and 12s. Okay.
So today we're going to talk about, well, wait a second, one thing that we have to do. Whatever
What's that?
we do, we're not allowed to think about what we know before this. We're only allowed to think
About fractions.
with these things.
Okay.
We're not allowed to do common denominators or any of that stuff. We're only allowed to think about this.
Okay.
Okay? That's a rule.
All right.
So we're going to do multiplication. Multiplication of fractions. Now, what I know about multiplication is, would you write it?
Sure. Why
Um,
don't you hand me a pen?
Oh, yeah. So we know 3 times 4. 3 times 4 means 3 of the 4s. Or 12, right? Okay. So let's use that idea for, so would you write down half of a half? Half
So is that
of,
1
half
half
of
of
1 half. Of 1 half. Okay, of the 1 half is okay. So 1 half of 1 half, let's see, here's a half. Half of that is
Well, it has to be, according to what we have here, it has to be a half of a half has to be a fourth.
Because there's half of this half.
There are two of those.
Yeah, half of this half is a fourth.
Yes.
So now let's write it like multiplication.
Okay.
1/2 times 1/2.
So that's the same as 1/2 times 1/2, and that equals 1 out of the 4 reds.
So 1/4.
1/4.
Yep.
Okay.
Okay, so we have that. Now, let's write down 1/3 of 1/4 times. Let's do it times.
Third times 1/4.
And we always say it 1/3 of 1/4.
Okay.
Okay, so a fourth. Let's see, here's a fourth, right?
That's a fourth. Now, how are we going to divide that into 3 equal
Is
pieces?
that what that means? A
Well,
third?
it says 1/3.
A third of a fourth means break it into 3 equal pieces?
That's my thinking. I mean, we learned last week that 1/3 is 1 out of 3 equal pieces.
So when we say 1/3 of a fourth, we mean one of the 3 equal pieces of a fourth.
Yes.
So what's that?
Well, let's see. A blue, 3 blues won't fit there.
No.
So the blue is not a working one. Let's see. Will 3 greens fit on there?
So 3 of these triangles, let's see. Okay.
Yes.
So 1/3, one of the 3 equal parts of a fourth is,
One of those greens.
and one of those greens is called 1/12.
12th.
Okay.
That's what we
So
have.
1/4 is a 12.
1/12.
Now we're going to do a hard one. My next one is 2/3. Would you write down 2/3 times? And we're going to read it 2/3 of
What?
a half.
So now we're looking for a half, and we have to find 2/3 of it? Is that what
All
I'm?
right. So here we go. Here's a half.
Okay.
How are we going to find 2/3 of it?
Well, we did thirds with this one, but no,
Those
they're
greens are not
Those
thirds.
greens aren't going to work this time. What will create?
Third.
Divide that into thirds. Well, why don't we try the blues?
Okay. So. Okay.
I think that works.
Okay,
One
so-
blue.
So a blue is a third of a half. One of the 3 equal pieces of a half is a third, but it doesn't say 1/3 of a half. It
No,
says 2/3 of a
2/3.
half. So how do we do that?
So 2/3 of a half is going to be, well, according to our representations here, the blues are 1/6.
Well, here's a third of a half.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
what?
that's 1/6 of the whole.
And here's 2/3. Okay. 2/3 of a half. So I got 2 of these thirds of a half.
Right.
But you're saying this is not a third of the whole thing. This is
A third of
a half, but it's really
1/6 of the whole.
1/6 of a whole. So we have 1/6. We have 2/6. Okay.
Now, isn't that fascinating how we had to find a third of the half and then think about it in terms of the whole?
Yes.
So,
Yeah. Okay, so
Okay.
2/3 of a half equals
equals
2
2 out of the 6.
equal parts. Okay.